Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Faith Matters. Thank you so much for tuning in. And my name is Karen, and I wanted to make this video. It's a testimony, I would say. And it's about a very difficult time in my life, but it's also to be an encouraging story for anyone who is going through anything medically, physically, emotionally. So I'm just going to share my story of what happened to me. This was a few years ago. And it's really to give glory to God and to let you know that no matter what doctors say, what man says, God has the final say. So I'm not saying that doctors are not, of course, God gives knowledge to the doctors, and doctors are gifted, and they help. Medicine helps, but that all comes from God. So anyway, not to make this too long, back in 2017, it was 2017, and it was like around May, like around this time. So that was around 4 years ago. I started my eyes were really dry, and I didn't, I thought it was just allergies. So I have an ophthalmologist, and I will go to the ophthalmologist, and he looked at my eyes and he was like, everything, looks fine, and just get some those artificial tears and use eye moisturizer. So, that's what I did. So, but it was really severe. I was like, wow, I've never had this before, but whatever, things change, your body changes as you get older. So I was using the artificial tears, but I was going through bottles and bottles of it. And it was also, I was I was going to him to say is this, I guess trying to make sure that everything was okay, which he said, yes, everything is okay. Okay, so then further down the line, I started getting, I'm sorry for shifting the, I started getting my vision started getting blurry. And then that's when I really was like, okay, like something, something is wrong. Um, so I'm running back and forth to the ophthalmologist. Basically, you could see that he's getting annoyed. Honestly, he's getting frustrated. He's getting annoyed. He keeps saying, everything looks fine. And then he's just told me, and honestly, I was like, but I can't see. Within a matter of 3 months, I went from not being able to see. Um, my daughter had to put the, what do you call it, the Siri on the phone, because I couldn't, if someone texted me, I couldn't read it. I couldn't read text messages, and like the colors were changing, colors were muted, and it was just a really scary time. I was running to the ER. They did brain MRIs, and they did all kinds of tests. And I remember I was admitted, and they did brain MRIs, and they were like, everything looks fine. Which, I mean, yes, I was glad about that, but then I was also like, but then what's causing this? I can't see anything. So this doctor told me I should go down to New York. In New York City, they have a special eye clinic. And New York City has the best hospitals. So my friend took me there. Um, it was literally by this time, I had to, she had to hold my hand. I couldn't really see across the street two across the street. So again, all those doctors told me the same thing. And I remember just crying. And I remember crying and I remember saying, but I'm going blind. I can't see. And it was just like, okay, so anyway, during this time, okay, so I've had previous back surgery, spinal fusion surgery in 2014. So my back was bothering me a bit, but this was months before. So my surgeon said, well, we'll just, we'll send you for an MRI and make sure everything's okay, which I went for the MRI. When I went back for the results, came back for the test results, he said that, okay, so the back was, there was like a minor issue. But what he told me was that we found enlarged lymph nodes in your chest. And so I didn't really know what that meant, enlarged lymph nodes in my, in my chest. And he said, you need to see your primary. I'm going to send the test and everything to her. So I saw my primary. My primary sent me for a CAT scan of the chest. And so this is all fast forwarding, this is in a matter of, like I said, 3-4 months. When I went back for the results of that, she said, when I went to that office, she told me that I had lymphoma. And I was just like, what? Like, she didn't say maybe, she said I had lymphoma. And she was making me an appointment to see a hematologist, oncologist. So I was just like numb. And I remember that weekend I was just kind of like numb. And I was just praying. But I really was, honestly, I was just very scared. So when I went to the hematologist, oncologist, he told me, like I was crying. And he told me that, wait, they need a biopsy first before they make a diagnosis. So she really shouldn't have said that to me. They said they needed a biopsy of the tissue in my lung to make a conclusive diagnosis. Now, he is the first doctor that said because I was having the vision loss, he said he suspected it could be sarcoidosis. Sarcoidosis is a very rare autoimmune condition that can affect organs, eyes, just like any autoimmune condition. The only person I knew of that had sarcoidosis was Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was an actor, comedian, who died of complications of sarcoidosis when he got, I think it was pneumonia. But so that's the only, I had heard about it. Okay, so basically, yes, I went for I was set up to have the biopsy, but they also admitted me to the hospital because the doctor told me with the vision loss, they did not want me, in other words, they didn't want to just send me home. They wanted to admit me, run tests, and make sure I had a conclusive diagnosis so they can start treating me so the vision loss wouldn't get any worse. And that's what they did. The hospital was very good. It was very thorough. They gave me, I had tons of blood taken like every day. Like my arms were all bruised up. I had a spinal tap. I just felt like I was poked and prodded and everything. I remember at this time, social workers or things, they come around and they asked, I believe it was like a pastoral maybe team or a pastoral person, asked, if I wanted to speak to someone or pastor or pray for prayer, which I said, yes, I would. And I remember she was, it was a very nice lady, and she prayed with me, and it brought me a lot of peace, no matter what the outcome was going to be. I just remember her praying with me, and I felt more at peace that whatever was going to happen, Jesus was with me, and I was going to get through it with, with his help. So after that, after a few days, they did tell me that I definitely had sarcoidosis, and the treatment is high dose steroids. High dose was put on high dose prednisone. So they told me that this was going to I would gain tremendous amount of weight. They didn't tell me a lot to me of the effects that I found of it. I mean, it was really a horrible, though it started clearing up my vision and other areas, because I was having weakness and things, but not only I remember the ravenous hunger and the weight gain, 30 pounds in the matter of, to me it was like a month. You get the moon face, they call it. Well, your face is just like a moon. It's round. I got that. It was a difficult time, but my vision started to get better. It was worse in one eye than the other. So I remember, after I got discharged, I had all of these, because sarcoidosis, there is no one doctor for sarcoidosis. It's whatever affects you. So I had to see a pulmonary doctor. I had to see an ophthalmologist, a neurologist, to cover every area. So eventually they were able to decrease the prednisone. When I went to the neuro-ophthalmologist, and I asked her, when will I get my vision back? She said, well, you won't. It will never come back to what it was. The reason being is that there was permanent damage done to my optic nerve, so the scarring on my optic nerve. So it's like, well, can I get an eyeball transplant or something like that? And she said, well, no, science hasn't come that far. So I was like, okay. And that was something that I really had to accept. That was a process. At times it's still a process. I thank God, though, that I wear readers. I don't have them on now, but I wear readers, and I'm not able to drive. So my whole life changed dramatically, but in saying that, I had to ask myself, okay, what is God showing me through this trial, through this test? I feel that in life, tests are going to bring you closer to God or more away from him. I'm not going to lie, I have my days of just feeling very far away from God, being very sad, depressed, not understanding. But I also felt that God knows whatever trials we go through, he knows better. To say, why me? I can't say that, because I say often, there's children right now who have cancer, babies die. And why? Is because of sin. We are born into a world, into the sinful world. We will all die. We will all go through. Jesus said that in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. So he didn't say in this world you may have trouble. He said you will have trouble. So that could be illness, that could be mental, that could be emotional, that could be whatever we go through each and every day. We all just went through this pandemic, and people right now are still, look at the situation in India. People are still dying of COVID. So there are questions that, yes, do I know? No, because God's ways are higher than mine, his thoughts. So what I wanted to share was just this story, this testimony of the goodness of God. Though my life has changed, it is not what it was. It's also, God made a way that, thank God, I can see. And for that, I'm grateful. And no matter what, in good times and bad times, in times, these are the times when you have to really, really trust and pray. People can be there for you, but they're human, right? They're human just like us. So they don't have the answers. Only God is going to give you that peace that surpasses all understanding. So I just wanted to share that. I will, if anyone wants to look up sarcoidosis, I will leave that in the description box. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Yeah, so I thank you for listening, and I will be sharing more on this channel. I am trying to get more into my Bible journaling, so I hope to share that. And just, yeah, I just want this channel to be Bible studies and just what real life situations. So thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day or evening. Till next time, bye.